The strongest person I know cannot peel a potato. The strongest person I know has trouble putting on her makeup. The strongest person I know needs a special key holder to turn the key in her car's ignition. For the past 15 years, my 47-year-old Aunt Sue has been living with rheumatoid arthritis, a painfully debilitating disease in which the joints of the body become intensely inflamed due to the immune system's activity. Yet despite the daily torments of this disease, my Aunt Sue is stronger than any woman or man I have ever met. Not a moment passes that my Aunt Sue is not confronted with this demon of a disease and reminded of her disability through the pills she must take and the pain she must endure. It hurts to stand, it hurts to walk, it hurts to sit. After an infinite number of failed medications, Aunt Sue is now undergoing her most aggressive treatment, which includes weekly oral chemotherapy. After half a dozen surgeries, her frail body is in need of still more. And yet, despite all of this, I can't recall ever hearing her complain about her fate. After all the indignities and inconveniences her illness has thrown at her, my Aunt Sue still finds the energy to devote much of her time not to herself, but to those less fortunate than her. This past Thanksgiving, for example, she helped organize a dinner for more than 500 poor and homeless people. My Aunt Sue, who has her medication put in non-child-proof containers so she can open them, helped coordinate a dinner for those in need. The picture I have painted of my Aunt Sue thus far is of a kind woman, a determined woman, a warm-hearted woman whose own suffering seems inconsequential when compared to that of others. This is all completely true. But here's something else about my Aunt Sue that makes me admire her so. Actually, it's what makes me love her as much as I do. At 5 feet 2 inches and 105 pounds with the spunk of a teenager, she introduces herself as Crazy Sue. And sometimes I'd have to agree with her. Somehow she is able to approach this demonic disease with a sense of humor. And not just any sense of humor. My Aunt Sue is one of the funniest people I know. Years ago, when the disease began to hit her really hard, one of the attorneys at her law firm asked her why she was limping. She told him she fell off a trapeze performing her weekend hobby, and he believed her. Following an ankle sprain and further complications, her ankle became deformed, and the arch of her foot completely collapsed. Whereas most people would wallow in their misery, Aunt Sue calls it her cartoon foot. My Aunt Sue has made a positive impression on countless people throughout her life, but I hope she knows how much of an impression she has made on me and how much I admire her. I complain about trudging through the snow to class, but I'm walking, pain-free. I complain about driving my friends around town, but I'm steering the wheel, pain-free. I complain about the final exams I'll have to write, but I have the mobility in my wrist to write pain-free. I've learned from my Aunt Sue that I need to do a better job about being happy for the things that I have, rather than worrying about the not-so-perfect things in my life. Aunt Sue may call herself crazy, but I call her phenomenal. A joy to be around, and a reminder that having a physical disability in no way diminishes a person's spirit or inner beauty.